What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Panda here, and today I bring you another video for Knighthood. Now, I know you guys were incredibly excited when I brought out my Onslaught dungeon videos for floors 1 through 5. Well, these next ones are not going to come out as quickly. However, I do believe I have finally beaten floor 6 enough to feel confident to share my findings for floor 6. So let's go ahead and hop right into the Onslaught Dungeon Floor 6 guide. This guy, Chieftain Thrax, he's a pain in the butt a little bit, just a little bit. Chieftain Thrax is a heavy goblin, obviously, and he summons dudes, armored goblins, and cultist acolytes that can call up to 12 additional enemies per battle. Just like all the other ones, this doesn't change. This is pretty consistent throughout at least all the 6 that I've done so far. I haven't done 7, 8, 9, 10, but I assume there's a pattern. He is vulnerable to burn and resistant to weaken, and of course he is a goblin. So we're going to go ahead and hop in here. We do have the Maverick boost this time around, but I try not to specialize my units based on the boosts, because that boost is going to change, and if you rely on a specific boost to beat a floor, you might not beat it the following day, so you're better off just picking the units that are strong versus that mode. So I do have a goblin weapon, however, I have not leveled it up yet, so we're just going to use our level 36 undead weapon because it's the strongest one we have. We are going to make sure, of course, that we bring our best gauntlet. Just like every other video, I do recommend the Champion's Gauntlet, mainly because it has this ability right here. Fortitude, which fills rage by 4% for me. I think it starts at 3%, goes up to 4% with the first upgrade whenever you get hit by an enemy's attack. So it's pretty strong in here because you're going to be fighting a lot of enemies most of the time. Normally you're fighting 3 to 5 enemies at any given time, so this is really helpful for rage generation. So I recommend Champion's Gauntlet, but feel free to bring whatever gauntlet you have. If you have the Maverick Gauntlet, bring that. If you've leveled up the Holy Gauntlet, bring that. Pretty much whatever your strongest gauntlet is, you're going to want to take with you, because the way to beat this fight is very similar to, I believe it's floor 3, because we are fighting goblins. So if you guys remember, I brought, where is he? My friendly neighborhood Grim, when I fought floor 3 for the first time. Well, I've gotten to the point where floor 3 is a joke now, so Grim is no longer locked up. I'm able to just beat it by hitting with weapons. So we're going to bring Grim, and you know what? I'm going to use a little bit of experience here. Let's get him up just one more level, because we've got it, right? We are bringing Grim mainly because of his Sap Life skill, which deals damage to all enemies and restores health and armor by the same amount. He is also a goblin unit, therefore he does more damage to goblins, which means he's going to heal more for the team. We also have him at 3-star, which just gives him that extra 20% boost. We're working our way to 4-star, but we're not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. But we're super excited we got Grim to 3-star, and I think he's going to help a lot more here than he did before. When I first did this, he was only 2-star, so we shall see. Now, for this other slot, if this is your first time, I do recommend bringing whomever you think is going to be the most effective. And personally, currently, I have been bringing Vordry, and there's a couple of reasons. One, he's just one of my strongest heroes between him and Titania. I bring Titania as a healer, but because we have Grim here and we're mainly using Grim's rage skill, we're going to get heals from that, so I'm not super worried about being able to survive on this stage because of that. Also, his base power is applies burn, and these guys are weak to burn. I believe, well, I think they're all weak to burn, right? Yeah, this guy's weak to burn. I don't know about the cult guys. They're not weak to burn, but that's okay. The two goblin guys are, well, I guess it's probably 3 goblin guys, are all weak to burn, so we're gonna get quite a bit of damage from Vordry's base skill, which is always A+. So that is personally why I bring Vordry here. You could realistically bring whomever. I have seen some people bring, where is she? Here we go. I've seen some people bring Rosalind here, because she has this skill right here, which heals as well. Which helps a little bit, and since she's also strong versus Goblin, you get a little more healing that way. I've seen some people bring Blaine. Personally, I don't think he's that great, but the chance to expose potential, right? Again, Grim is your rage damage here, so realistically you can bring whoever you want that's going to be a strong base power. That's kind of what you're going for here in the second slot. So for us, we are choosing Vordry. If you don't have Vordry, just pick whoever you have that has a strong base power, whether it's a heal or a damaging skill that's going to help you out. Either one is probably going to be strong enough. The last thing I want to go over before we go into the fight is in regards to potions and elixirs. I didn't need them the first time I did this. However, strength potions, rage potions, power potions are always a benefit here because they're going to give you some great stuff. So if I take strength, I'm going to get just damage on attacks, which means my punches will do more. If I bring rage, you're going to be able to get that heal off again. And if you bring power, you'll be able to get that heal off again, as well as also get some extra damage from Vordry and Grimm's basics. So I'm going to bring the Rage just as a backup because this is only the third time I've attempted to kill him. So just in case we run into some problems, we'll go ahead and have that as a backup. But I know a lot of people always ask, let's hop back in here one more time. A lot of people ask what I'm doing this gear-wise. So I have 74, almost 7,500 HP and about 22.5k armor. I am pretty powerful. I have level 40 in all of my gear slots with at least one armor slot and one hero slot for all except my chest piece, which has the double armor slots. So I do have a pretty decent amount of armor because of this. However, if you've been following my guide and you are searching for these slots and you're not leveling up, you're not wasting your materials on gear without those slots, you should be fine. You should be roughly where we are, maybe a little bit under. When I first cleared this, I had about 19.8, I believe, armor. So it is definitely possible to beat this at a smaller stage. But that is what I am currently running with. So let's just head right into the battle because we're already almost 7 minutes in and haven't even started. I know you guys are wanting to see this in action. So the goal here for me is I pretty much just focus the boss. It's very similar to Phase 3 because he is a frontline unit. And so I just focus the boss. I punch 4 times a turn until I can use my rage powers or my base powers. I just punch. As you can see, we do a pretty decent amount of damage there. Occasionally, just to be a little safe, you know, sometimes I'll hit one of the outside targets if I want to, you know, prevent some damage going out. But most of the time, you're just going to see me punching. So we're going to punch there once. We'll go ahead and we'll use Grimm's Needles. Deals a little bit of damage, 1140, which is more than a punch in most situations. I do also make sure that I hold my rage until I feel like I've taken some damage. So like right now, we haven't taken a lot of damage. So using the rage skill doesn't make a lot of sense for me. So what I tend to do here is look at what I have. If I'm versus some cult enemies, I will use Vordry's rage skill because it's going to deal a decent chunk of damage and probably take out some dudes, which will prevent damage from this guy on his next turn because he'll waste his turn summoning. But because we don't have any of those, we're actually just going to go ahead and use Vordry's base and then just continue to punch this boss here and burn down his HP, build up Grimm's base power, etc. So we should take a little bit of damage this round to the point where we feel pretty confident that we'll heal a lot. You do have to keep in mind also that because he's strong versus goblins, the more goblins he has summoned, the higher the health will be. So right now we're at a little above half of my armor, so we feel pretty confident this will full heal us or get us very close because he's hitting 5 goblins, right? So here is some pretty big damage, 4,200. That's roughly the same as the Titania ult that she does, but it also deals damage, so it's better just because of that. Of course, we'll use our Grimm Needles here. Sometimes you'll find that these guys, the guys that summoned first, will have their special up. If they do, I will actually use the freeze on them to potentially delay some damage. But as you can see, neither of them actually have it up, so it didn't make sense for me to do it. It makes more sense for me to just keep punching the boss and focusing the boss because our goal here is to burn the boss down pretty much as fast as possible. This next turn, they are going to have their abilities, so if I do build up the rage, the base again on Grimm, which I might, I don't remember if it's 5 turns with the gauntlets or not. I think I might get it. I'm not 100% positive, to be honest. I don't remember. I think we do get it. Yeah, we do get it. So what I tend to do in this situation is I will actually target one of these guys and I'll try to freeze, right? So we didn't get it, unfortunately. But we're going to take a decent amount of damage here if they choose to use... Oh, they didn't choose to use it. I'm okay with that. Sometimes they'll use it, and when they do, it's a pretty decent amount of damage. So just to be careful and try to prevent as much damage as possible, I'll do that. But as you can see there, it didn't actually happen. So here we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use Grimm's Rage Power to give ourselves a decent chunk of HP back, and deal a little bit of damage to the boss as well. I'll go ahead and Vordry Basic again just to get that HP burn going, and then we will focus the boss again. So like I said, I wasn't really scared. I didn't think I needed to bring the potions, but as you can see, we're pretty solid. There's no real scary thing here. But see, we took a lot of damage from these bombs here. It's about 1,400 per hit, which is a pretty decent chunk of damage there. But we will be able to finish him off this turn, so we're not super worried. There it is. One more punch should take him out. There we go. Floor 6 completed. There you go. Again, I do know I am probably a little stronger than some of you guys are, especially if this is your first attempt at floor 6, simply because, you know, like I said, this is like my third or fourth attempt going in here and clearing this pretty successfully. My goal, though, is to make sure that I can clear it on video, right? So I want to go in and I don't want to just, you know, film my first time because I'm going to probably fail my first or second time. It took me 4 attempts prior to beating it that I just failed, and, you know, it didn't go well. So definitely, you might need a little more strength. However, Grimm is one of those first heroes that you just get for free, I'm pretty sure. At least I did. I'm pretty sure everybody gets him. You just get him for free at the start of the game. So you should have him decently built up, because he has a pretty strong rage skill for healing early on, and his freeze is phenomenal for preventing damage as well. So definitely, if you haven't already built Grimm, build him up. He's going to be great for both floor 3 and floor 6. He'll be your floor 3 hero until you can pretty much just auto the floor 3, then you don't care about the heroes. Like if I come up here, you'll see like my floor 1, my floor 2, I'm just using shit. I could use shit for my floor 3, but I don't have any use for these guys right now, so I just throw them in there as like an extra. But yeah, so there is floor 6, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button. If you didn't, that's cool too. There's a dislike button. That's what it's there for. It lets me know if you guys like or dislike these videos. So if you don't like it, I'm okay with that. If you guys are interested in sharing information with me, which I'm always down for, hit me up in the comment section down below with the units that you bring to floor 6. Maybe you bring something different. I'm super excited to find out what you guys use, because eventually I'm going to get to the point where I'm not going to want to use my Vordry here. And I'm going to want an additional suggestion. So if you guys have a unit that you like to bring here that you have found success with, definitely hit me up in the comment section below. You can also join the Discord, which is in the description, and you can come hang out with us on Discord. You'll be notified when all my videos go live, and you'll also be able to get information a little bit earlier than everybody else, because I share some stuff on Discord that I don't always put on YouTube. Well, I do always put it on YouTube, but it comes later. So, but that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can be one of the first people to know when my videos go live. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one, and enjoy the end screen.